All right, what's up, everybody? This is episode 20 of the fAnaticZ podcast. I'm Damien.
Frank.
You already know who this is. This is Dylan.
Man, and I'm already ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to celebrate our boys, the Dbacks.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we're in the building because we just got. Who did we just get?
Corbin
Corbin
Burnes?
Burnes.
Who is he? Never
I
heard
don't
of
know,
him.
man. Only one of the best freaking pitchers in the MLB. Our new ace, our number one on the mound. Who knows? Maybe number two. Nah, he's not number
Best
one.
on the market.
Let's go. I'm so happy that we finally opened the wallet and made a real big boy move to shore up a real need. It wasn't just a name signing for a position that we have other people at that we're no, it's actually something we really need. And it was a big move. How do you guys feel?
I kind of find interesting part of his 6-year deal. He has an opt out after his second year. So, and Gallon actually has 1 year left. He's on a contract year as well. So, I don't know. I kind of find that interesting. They can leave any time after his second year.
I feel like that was just one of those silver lining things that made the contract, to come here a little more attractable. Besides the fact that there's a lot of taxes.
Yeah, I heard about that. Arizona Texas for the win.
Yeah, the thing that concerns me about the opt out is, he's Corbin Burnes. Who says he doesn't get another crazy deal? You know what I mean? Get the first 2 years of a luxurious deal. Maybe he don't like it here. Boom. But I really find it hard for people not to like it here unless we just totally lose. Because let's face it, Arizona's a lot better to live in year round than most other places you can play baseball. So.
Well, 100%. His family already lives here anyway, so that was another bonus.
Oh, yeah. So if that's the case, then I'm not worried at all.
But it's just like to have our rotation this deep now, even if you want to pencil in Montgomery at the 6, if we don't trade him, that's a really strong pitching lineup.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, who knows? If Montgomery comes back to Shell, I feel like this can easily be a top 5 rotation in baseball.
And not only that, but it's like we just got Josh Naylor like a week before.
Yeah, if Montgomery turns out to be something instead of just someone we're getting rid of, this could end up being one of the greatest pitching acquisition a series of events ever for the Diamondbacks, for sure.
And it's just like, if they play to their potential, our top 3 is just lethal. You have Burnes, Gallon, and Kelly your first 3 games.
Or Erod.
Big.
That's insane.
Erod did have his shaky moments last year, but he kind of had a like Montgomery had a rough year with injuries and shaking up a little bit.
My thing with Montgomery is just with what's been said from Kendrick, like if even that relationship is repairable, or he just comes in, puts his head down and goes to work.
Well, I think there's a couple of things that could happen from this. He could get in there with those other pitchers and be like, damn, I can't slack off. There's Corbin Burnes and Zach Gallen right there. And if they do well and I do bad, I'm not, even if I don't want to stay here, nobody's going to want me, if I have 2 bad seasons in a row. So I think I see an avenue for us to keep him and him to do well, because he kind of has to do well for itself, not just for the Diamondbacks, but just in order to keep getting big money contracts and stuff like that. You don't want to start playing bad multiple seasons in a row. So, man, we might have crazy pitching this year.
But what I do enjoy about this is, Diamondback history shows we always try to make a splash and overpay a dude that's on the back end of his career. But for once, we actually got a guy in his prime, and we opened the book deeper than I think we've ever had.
And at a position of need, I can't stress that enough. Sometimes we just make big signings for no reason. Like, oh yeah, let's just get this, bat when we already have good bats. But when we need pitchers, we're gonna go give this dude all this money to hit the ball, and we're still, playing bullpen people. So I'm happy that they addressed that. I can't harp on that enough. Dylan, you look like you had something to say.
I was gonna say I was trying to reflect back to the Corbin Burnes deal. My question is, was Zach Gallen on a contract year? How does it affect negotiations next year? Considering the boatload of cash that Corbin's getting and us being a low market team.
That's a great question. Two things got to happen. We go cheap again after winning the World Series or making another deep run, or we become the Dodgers or the Yankees. You know what I'm saying? And they start spending money like they have money, because I don't think this is a Michael Bidwell situation where he's not able to spend the money. I think it's just that they won that championship, maybe not spending the most money in the world and thinking maybe we can recreate that, but I don't know.
Well, I keep expressing here and there when we do talk about it. He is a Scott Boras client, and we already know history with that. We always get outbidded to a Scott Boras client. So he's gonna demand at least 150 million after this season. So I don't know. I don't feel like we're gonna keep Gallen after this season, and Corbin Burnes is gonna be our ace after this year.
They might have made a contingency plan for sure.
Possibly.
I was gonna say, and I think that's one of the, that's actually an underlying key point that I think you guys hit on. They maybe had this plan in place just in case Gallen dipped.
And let's face it, Zach Gallen was kind of shaky sometimes last year. So maybe this will light a fire and we'll see the best Zach Gallen we've seen, because I can't imagine he's excited about being number 2 now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because if you told me 2 weeks ago that Gallen wasn't our number 2, I want that weed strain that you're smoking. So that's kind of crazy that you can have those two at back to back, and like Frank said earlier, even Kelly in the mix too. So we can be winning lots and lots of series and be sweeping plenty if our bats stay alive and pitching goes well.
Yeah, if our bats are anything close to what they were last year, we had the most runs in baseball. We didn't even make the playoffs. And a lot of those games were last innings, blown saves and stuff like that, where if we have better pitching from the beginning, that doesn't happen, and we win way more games. So,
well, not only that, there's just like that's one of our glaring, remaining needs is to shore up the bullpen that was one of the shakiest in baseball.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
but
now
when you
people.
start seeing moves.
So, yeah. Well, I think the pitching situation gets better by adding more aces, because then better pitchers don't have to leave the team. They can just go into the bullpen and play a more natural role. We don't have to worry about Ryan Nelson trying to come out and start games and be the savior. He can just go be better than Justin Martinez in the last couple innings, and we'll be good.
Right, and then I've heard him, Martinez, as one of our names to look to lock down the closer spot this camp.
Hey man, if he's he got to improve a little bit, but he's better than Seawald.
Oh man, Sewell just
we got to send Seawald to SeaWorld.
Who's that one guy we lost out on? Helsley? One of the
Hensley.
closers? Yeah, that guy that got taken quick. It was something like that.
Who took him? The Dodgers?
I don't remember, man. There was so many guys that went off the grid so quick.
For sure. It's been
Hey, we got two of the biggest fish, so
yeah, it's been a great offseason for us.
Yeah, but I would still like to see at least another bat and some bullpen help, and then I would be pretty content.
They might not have any more money, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't
Hopefully
know.
there's some guys that'll take 5 to 10 million for a year or two. So
I mean, we just went to the World Series 2 years ago or a year ago or something like that. So they had to have made hella money off of the influx of new fans in different countries and places or whatever. Because we not only made the World Series, but we crushed the Dodgers. People saw that. They put the Dodgers on primetime television. So,
well, not only that, but it's just like our team has a lot of like international all-stars, so those markets see these players being showcased and they buy in, and then that in turn gives the Diamondbacks more revenue.
100%.
I feel like if we never had that Cinderella season and the way our guys clicked, I feel like our Ken Kendrick would have never opened his pocketbooks or his checkbooks.
That's facts.
Either way, I'm sure glad he started doing it now because it's much better to get a guy in its prime while he still has a lot of years left, as opposed to getting a guy like Bumgarner that was burnt toast by the time we got him.
Yeah, he forgot that his last name had Gardner in it, and he was just a bum, and he wasn't mad either. He was just a regular bum. Just regular bum, and I was so excited for Madison Bumgarner, dude. One of my favorite players of all time at that point. And then the Diamondbacks took all of that away.
Oh,
He
yeah.
reversed all of the good he did in one season with me. I was like, I don't like this guy anymore.
Yeah,
No,
I try to not remember that anymore. Honestly,
Yeah.
that was brutal.
So
he turned
sad.
into he turned into the Shelby Miller trade version 2.
Sheesh. Oh my god.
Bro, I wasn't even excited for that trade at the time. I'm like, oh god, this is gonna be terrible.
And it
Well, you
imploded.
had good foresight because you were 100% correct. Because it
Hmm
was.
I think that's when Tony La Russa was in charge. Yeah,
I believe
And
so.
Stewart, yeah.
yeah, that was horrible, bro. They made so many bad decisions during that time.
Oh,
And a
yeah.
couple good ones. And a
And it's
couple good ones.
confusing because they made the St. Louis Cardinals like a dynasty franchise with those couple of rings and shit when La Russa is managing them. Come to Arizona and then you just don't know what the fuck you're doing. It's like, why do people come to Arizona and just become clueless?
It's
You know?
crazy. If something happens as soon as they cross the border that scrambles their brain. Maybe it's too hot
Hey,
or something.
it's a dry dementia.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people say it's just we're cursed. It's like that
Wayne
Madden
Gretzky
curse.
gets, Wayne Gretzky gets down here, forgets how to do anything.
It's like Arizona sports is the equivalency of the Madden curse.
Yeah.
I mean,
Literally.
we lost our freaking hockey team to a bunch of Mormons.
And the team that replaced it is just called Utah Hockey Club. They don't even have an identity. It's just a
They're
liberal
playing
hockey
better.
team. It's crazy.
They're actually playing better too, which is the crazy part. It's like, of course, you move out of Arizona and you're playing better.
Yeah, we have to walk Madame Zeroni up the hill, and we gotta burn sage at all of these fucking burial sites that these arenas are built upon because it seems like we got some bad juju or something. And all the
Why?
team,
The freaking Footprint Center is probably the most cursed in town.
probably no. The Cardinals, the State Farm Stadium is haunted, bro, because we've all been to the finals in every other sport. We've been to the finals in football one time. I guess this is called the Super Bowl. And our best player in the franchise's history gets robbed on some bullshit call. Oh my god. I feel
Bro,
so bad for Fitzgerald, man.
like the equivalent of what's happened with like what the Suns have done to like get to the point they're at. That would
Yeah.
be like the Cardinals trading for Joe Burrow and getting freaking T. Higgins and still not winning.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. I thought we were gonna witness it with Booker, and that would have just been so sweet. But we had to go up 2-0 on the Bucks and lose. How you lose? I don't want to start screaming and yelling. I don't want to start yelling and screaming. I don't want to talk about that anymore. I didn't put myself in a bad spot.
I mean, you have to talk about them at some point, just not that particular team.
Oh yeah. We're gonna talk about
Nobody
them.
else have anything on the D-backs though?
Nah,
Nah.
no.
Yeah, I think
I'm
we
just kidding.
concluded on that one.
Yeah. I think it's a wrap for the backs. I mean, like you said, more bullpen help, another batter too, and we'll be squared away.
I definitely
Yeah.
like coaching hires.
For who?
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that about a few weeks ago, Frankie, about the coaching hires that we brought in.
Who are
Yeah.
they?
Yeah, they brought some in. They brought in some. I feel like they were upgrades.
We got a bullpen coach from Philadelphia that, I mean, Philadelphia had some darn good pitching this last year.
I feel like they always do.
Their offense just kind of gets cold at the worst time.
Yeah, but I mean, I felt like we shifted into Suns, man. So let's shift back, downshift
Yeah.
back to Suns content. And I actually don't really want to talk about this Suns team either, to be real with you. The Suns team we were talking about, the disappointment I felt in the finals pales in comparison to the disappointment I feel this season. I know it's too early, but it's not too early. I am pressing the panic button on the Phoenix Suns. What is going on?
We have the highest payroll in the NBA, and we are 15-17. After starting 8-1, we are 7-16.
My
You know,
God.
I would personally like to shut down the whole Jimmy Butler speculation. Me personally, in my opinion, we shouldn't keep bringing in these big names and experiments mid-season when you have all these other teams that you go against in the playoffs. You have a team that has all this experience for at least a couple seasons or so. When you have our so-called big three, they only have half a season together. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like you just got to see how it works out with like Bradley Beal and KD and Book, and maybe just trade for other pieces around him, other core pieces to maybe help out. I don't know, man, but I
I
feel like
agree.
trading for another big top dollar player that's also injury prone. Just don't think it's just gonna really solve anything.
Yeah.
We
I also go ahead, Frankie.
other than, I mean, and we don't necessarily need Jimmy Butler. We need a big that's actually going to take care of the paint.
You know what I think we need? I think we need to trade. If we're trading Bradley Bill or anybody, we need to trade them for like 5 or 4 players. You know what I mean? Like Uneka and Gaku, people like that. Like like people that get 7, 8 rebounds in a game when they play 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm playing 15 minutes of time, and this time will be when Kevin Durant is off the floor. It'll be me and Book, or just me and KD when Book is sitting down, and I'm just on the floor to hustle, get rebounds, and play defense. We need more Josh Okogis and less Bradley Bills and Devin Bookers. You know what I mean? We don't need more of them. We already got Kevin Durant and Bradley Bill and Devin Booker. Just get a bunch of role players to flesh out the team, even if you have to get rid of one of those guys, which I don't want to do that. I'm more of what Dylan's saying is, hey, this is what we got, bud. We brought you in here to make this thing work. Uh, Figure it out.
And I mean, and as rough as it looked, or has looked, I should say, at least we can maybe get a true with Beal being back tonight. Maybe we can start that trend upward, seeing as they're all playing.
Yeah, and the West. I mean, the West is turning different. Like the Denver Nuggets look human again. They just lost to Wembanyama. Them, they were up by. I mean, they were down the whole game, and they made a little rally back. But then Wemby said, "I'm, Wemby's looking crazy.
He,
He
he's
might be everything more.
he's that next gen Spurs great big man. He's the next Robinson/Duncan.
He's the next. He's Robbins. He's Duncan Jokic. Like he's evolving. It's crazy,
And
but
his
Mhm.
like with the length that he has, his shot is insane.
it really is. But to stay on track with the Suns, though, I don't want to get too up on Glazing Wembanyama, but
No.
because I still do hate the Spurs. Let's
That
just keep
sounds
it.
like a bar special.
But what I'm really trying to say is the Warriors are weaker, the Spurs are stronger, the Timberwolves look weaker, OKC looks stronger. Those teams are beatable, all of them. So if we come back, snap back together like Voltron, start getting some wins with Tyus, Bill, and Booker and Nurk on the floor, and figure out how to make your Nurkic a part of the game plan effectively, I think we could really make a run and be what we're supposed to be. But I'm losing hope, dude.
It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out because there's still a lot of people talking that, and I joke with it a lot, but honestly, I don't see anybody realistically taking on Bradley Beal's contract. So that's going to make a trade almost impossible.
Well, and he has to approve it too because of his no trade clause.
He does have a no trade clause too, so you can't just send him wherever.
Right.
So yeah, that makes it
And like
impossible.
You can't just send him there because Jimmy Butler is like, yeah, I don't think I can get like I don't remember that quote, his joy back or whatever.
It's like he lost his smile kind of thing with Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, I agree with him. If I was him, I would say get me out of Miami and get me out of here fast. I got these bums to the finals twice with fucking squeegee, a
And it,
paperclip, and a hairpin, and they don't want to give me no money. That's crazy. But you also have to remember where you are.
not even that, just adequate help.
Yeah, they're not trying to give him anything. But the thing about what Miami is, they didn't give Dwayne Wade money when he wanted to. You know, Dwayne Wade ended up leaving Miami. So it's like, if they're not giving Dwayne Wade money, brother, they're not giving you money, Jimmy Butler. Dwayne Wade is the Miami Heat, you know? So if I was the Miami Heat, not knowing I'm not giving this full money, I would have traded him last year in the summer when his trade value was way better than what it is right now. And I would have traded him to Phoenix because we would have taken him. But now that ship has sailed. You know, everybody's hurt. Everybody's hurt. Not just the Suns. And I think people need to highlight that more. Everybody's team is nicked up. Steph Curry done been in and out of games all year. LeBron, AD, everybody's nicked up.
Kawhi
So
Leonard's temporarily back.
yeah, Kawhi Leonard ain't even played a game yet. But that's what I'm saying. So I think it's too early to really panic, but I think they need to start lightly panicking and changing stuff.
100%. And like, if nothing else, like Dylan mentioned, make a move for like a deeper end bench piece, like a guy that's going to be the glue, the hustle, somebody to at least, get boards when Plumlee and Nurkic are in foul trouble, that kind of thing.
Right. I think we need like a Bol sighting at one point, but he has to be different. Excuse me, Bol. So I'm looking at the next 5 games for the Suns. Of course, we got the Pacers tonight in like 17 minutes. They kick off against the Pacers. Then we got the 76ers, the Hornets, the Hawks, the Jazz, the Hornets, the Hawks, the Wizards, the Pistons, the Cavaliers, the Nets, and then the Wizards. I'll be at that last Wizards game opening up. Beautiful performance. But that seems like a stretch of incredibly winnable games. So we can all stay healthy.
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah, so let's get it.
Outside of a couple of those games, most of those
Right.
should.
Yeah, you know they're not all going to be.
Not, then that's time to blow up. I don't know.
Yeah, if we're losing to the Hawks and the Wizards and the Jazz.
Well, not so much the Hawks. Not so much the Hawks, but
I would say at this point that all they got is Trae Young and Jalen Johnson, and a team like the Suns that are supposed to be
Clint.
contenders.
They still got Clint.
Oh yeah, they got Clint. But I mean, come on.
He'll bully Nurk.
That's true. I guess, but we should beat them. We shouldn't lose to them though. Still, they're like a play-in team. I know technically we're like a play-in team too, but we shouldn't be. We should be like a top of the division team. We're used to us sucking now, so we're giving us low expectations, but we're actually supposed to be a championship favorite type of team. But that just sounds ridiculous and fake when you say it now, you know?
Right, yeah.
It's crazy.
But no, to get back on where we were just a couple minutes ago, Dylan brought up the guy that I would think would be a wonderful fit here. Clint Capella would be a phenomenal piece.
We've talked about Clint before, and I think he would have to start, bro. If we brought him in, there's no way you could sit him and then play Nurkic because it just doesn't make sense unless you put him in. I mean, because he's not gonna want to sit behind Nurkic. He's a starter. You know what I mean? Like
right.
So
that's what I'm saying. We need a guy that's more like a Clint Capella.
100%, I agree with that completely.
Dirty work. That's not 100. Not afraid to go up and get it.
I agree with you, but I just don't know how we would get him. Who would we trade?
That's with any trade at this point.
Stranger.
Because we already went all in with the big 3.
We need like Thomas Bryant's and like Mitchell Robinson. You know what I mean? Like those type of names. Clint Capella is a little too rich for our blood right now, contract wise. Unless we're trading Nurkic, which he's untouchable. And why would the Hawks do that? You know?
Right.
But you know what's cool? Go ahead.
We need some. One guy we need to return to form the way he was last year, especially. Where's our boy Grayson Allen?
100%.
Yeah.
Where you at, Grayson?
Like, he was the guy in college that had the reputation of being a grinder, a dog, the guy that made the big shots, played the big, best defense, got in everybody's head. He's kind of just disappeared this year.
Grayson Allen is for lack of better terminology, he's white Patrick Beverly on steroids. You know what I mean? Like, that's his role on your team, is to be white Pat Bev on steroids.
But no, it's just
to, like shut people down and fucking make threes in the corner and play good defense and be mean and aggressive and snatch the ball out of the referee's hand and get a technical foul.
The funny thing is, though, Pat Bev said he would love to play here.
We don't want Pat Bev. We don't want actual Pat Bev.
Every team that Pat Bev goes on goes to the playoffs, and we're even in question if we'll make it right now. I'm kidding.
If Pat Bev brings grit to our team, so be it. Bring Pat Bev. He would be the only player that the fans would boo every time. Like, I would boo him.
He would bring more heat than Raja Bell at Staples after clotheslining Kobe.
Hell no. No, not the Raja. That Kobe's my favorite player. But that Raja Bell moment is one of my favorite basketball moments ever.
That's when you knew.
I give a damn that was Kobe Bryant. He turned into freaking Stone Cold Steve Austin and clotheslined that fool.
I love that WWF reference.
Yeah, dude. That was badass. I was like, yo, he just cleaned this fool's cock. Oh my god.
What?
The Suns, back when the Suns had balls. I said it. Back when the Suns had a pair of sack.
What?
Now they're just losing damn games while being up. The way this team loses is crazy each time. You're like, okay, good, we got this win. You turn around, it's like, oh wow, they're coming back. Like, oh well, it's still good. We still got like 5 minutes, and we got Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, and you're like, well, now they're up by 1. Oh, that doesn't matter. They'll be back up, and the Suns go back up by like 4. You're like, good. And then you turn back on the thing, you're like, we lost by 8 points? How?
Right.
To the Pistons?
Yeah, exactly. No, literally, to the Pistons, or like to somebody second. It's like, bruh. I can't even, like, when people talk shit to me, oh, the Suns suck, the Suns bums. I used to go crazy on those people, and now I'm just like, shut up.
Yeah.
We're just having a bad year.
We're just waiting for Jimmy Butler.
Ooh, the Ravens are killing the Ravens are murking the Browns. I mean, but of course.
That live score.
21-3.
Oh.
But they're playing backups and backups. But speaking of backups, man, our backups are actually showing off. I mean, I think Josh Okogie doesn't get enough credit, man. I'm happy that we hung on to him, dude. He really, like, when we start rallying back, it's usually him that's like shooting threes and getting the rebounds, like
getting the steal. He's that workhorse.
Yeah.
If honestly, in some situations, like, I know he gets his big minute games, but I wish his minutes were more consistent.
They're starting to be, man. That's what I like about Bud. He's not really doing too much to make a huge difference from last year, to be honest. But what he is doing is he's letting the guys that play hard stay in the game, and he's playing them more each time, Like,
yeah, that's one thing that you can definitely, appreciate that old school style. It's like, hey, if I don't care who you are, if you're not going to bust your butt, I'm going to get the guy over here that's willing to do it.
Exactly.
You guys got any predictions for the Indiana game tonight?
Yeah, I think we're gonna win. We're plus money to win, so I'm gonna place a bet on it right now.
Indiana's very streaky.
Yeah, they've been kicking ass.
If they are hot behind the 3, it's gonna be a fucking long game.
They've been kicking ass lately too. I ain't gonna lie, they've been playing well. But I just feel like we got to put our foot down, bro, at some point, and we got to start beating these teams that we should beat. And I feel like Indiana is an upper echelon team that we should beat, but it is a team that we should still beat. You know what I mean? Like they can beat us for sure. They got the players, they got the pace. Their pace is deadly. I mean, and we've known that since maybe the year before last that they're putting the ball on in the basket very, very fast, and they're moving the ball very fast up the court, and they have the best pace in the league for I think they have the best pace for the last 2 years, not in the top five. And the Suns don't got a good pace. We are slow half court 2 point. We're turning into this weird jack up three team. I really hate that too. We gotta get back to the middies, man. That's when our team is good. Is when Devin Booker is crashing into the middle of the elbow in a little small region, taking that little jump shot and making them crash so everybody else can shoot threes. Not Devin Booker, just pulling up to the three. That running 3-pointer. I hate it so much.
See, the thing is, instead of, I don't know if this would be something Booker would think about doing at the NBA level because we saw him do in the Olympics, but what if he Booker fell back a little bit to that kind of I'll do whatever needs to be done in the moment kind of guy, find my shot when it's there, but, just focus on ball movement and setting guys up.
I think he has done that in certain games where he's getting all those assists and whatnot. I just think that we got too many scores. We got too many scores.
See, the thing, my biggest gripe besides the injury bug with Bradley Beal is he's either straight cash money or he couldn't throw a ping pong ball into a bathtub.
That's so funny.
Mm.
I think Bradley is just out of his use, out of the proper usage. We're not using Bradley Beal the way Bradley Beal should be used on the basketball court. We can't. Booker plays that position. So Bradley Beal is supposed to be the guy on your team that gets 36 points. You know what I mean? That's his role. If he does anything else, cool. But he's supposed to just fill up the stat sheet. You know what I mean? He's supposed to just take a bunch of shots. And on this team, those shots are going to KD and those shots are going to Devin Booker. So it's
yeah, it's gonna say, and I think that's something that he's having a interesting time adjusting to because he's always been the primary option, and now he's not.
He's been numero uno this whole career, So now to be the third guy, he probably doesn't even know what to do. Okay, what am I doing?
Yeah.
It's really weird. So that's where the coach comes in and is like, this is what you're doing, and it has to work, but it just hasn't. It hasn't worked, and we don't know because they haven't played a lot together. So I guess we'll just keep saying those same things each time we talk about it.
Yeah.
Just need to find that chemistry somewhere.
Yeah, they gotta play freaking basketball. That's all they have. They have to all be healthy and play a lot of games together. That's why there's 82 of them. So you can get it together and before that postseason starts, because we can't get swept in the first round ever again. Not this team.
No.
That's just so embarrassing and it's just so are you serious? We just really got swept in the first round by the fucking Timberwolves? That's crazy. I don't care how good they got, whatever. They're the Timberwolves. Man, Dallas can figure it out. Man, this is a topic that genuinely makes me angry.
Well, if you want to talk about something that makes us happier,
is there something that makes us happier?
Yeah, we can go football heavy the rest of the way.
I don't know if that makes me any happier when it comes in regard to our team.
Well, ASU though.
That's
I don't
true.
care. I don't care the result about that ASU game. I'm
when it comes
damn
to
proud of
ASU,
this
we can
team.
still be happy about ASU. That's for sure. Proud of ASU.
Whoa. Hold up. You guys know me. Absolutely can't stand ASU.
That's so
but
funny.
This motherfucker right here in the middle of the gym was fucking rooting for them.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Cam Skattebo is that effing dude. He not only carried basically the team on his back, he was puking on the sideline and then still did it.
Dude, he's gonna be an all-time legend for that, bro. That's gonna go down in history books, man. This guy was yakking up his brains on the sideline the whole time.
The first time in 26 years, the Peach Bowl MVP was not from the winning team.
Right.
But real quick, on a quick note, you know what nobody has said compared that yet? Like when he was like vomiting on the sidelines, that's some like Michael Jordan shit, dude. Playing
Right,
sick and
for
still
sure.
goading it.
The flu game. That was Cam Skattebo's flu game.
Yep.
That's sick. And
Oh,
the man threw a touchdown pass too. How you gonna just not only play your position, but you're gonna play Sam Levin's position, and you're gonna freaking catch the ball too? Man, the man's a monster, dude. He's a monster.
dude, yeah, I was gonna say he had 99 receiving yards too.
He's definitely going to the NFL. That's for
He's
sure.
projected to go third round from a mock draft that I was showing you guys in the chat earlier. And out of all teams, Minnesota, they were saying on Tankathon.
Ooh.
There you go. How many seniors were there on this team for ASU? Do you know?
The only people I'm aware that are going to the NFL are Cam, Shamari. I know there's an offensive lineman that's going. If you guys follow like Kenny Dillingham's ex and all that, like he's like retweeting all the players like farewell posts that are like declaring and all that. So you can find more on Kenny's page and all that on
I'll check
X.
it out real quick.
So those are like a few players that I know of that are going to the NFL.
You think we'll be able to replicate that success?
Oh, absolutely. After today's game and the direction that we're going, because think about it. We were projected to finish last in the Big 12 conference. We were Big 12 champions, and nobody thought we were going to go to the college football playoffs. And the way we handled Texas when everybody was saying we were going to get blown out while they were 13.5 point favorites, even though like at first how the game started when they literally scored in like 20 seconds, followed by a 3-and-out, then a punt or kick. I'm sorry, a kickoff return, and it was like 14-3 or whatever. It's like the time of possession, ASU had like 7 minutes to like a minute and a half, and they only had 14 points. But they like literally after that, they just shut things down on defense. So they absolutely adjusted. So the way we handled Texas in the college football playoffs, along with all the adversity this program faced this season, I feel like it's gonna open the gates to all the recruits and the transfer portals, all that.
Well, not only
So
that, like in a sense that you guys saw probably after the game that he defended one of his players and took the blame as a coaching mistake on that 4th and 13. Easily could have, done something entirely different or even defaulted, but he went to bat for his player 100%. And guys, that's going to do wonders for recruiting.
yeah, the coaches are taking the blame and they're saying the players did exactly what they were supposed to do and they did everything right that they were taught to do all season. So all the coaches, Hines Ward, Kenny Dillingham, they're taking the blame on those plays and everything. So
But everything you guys did this year, it's still trending upward because Dillingham,
absolutely.
especially with that extension now, like he's going to be in for the long haul, especially as an alumni.
Yeah, there was a guy in our group, Arizona Sports Fanatics, which you should follow on our Facebook or on Facebook, by the way. I guess we got a guy from the Army that also rushed for 1,000 yards last season. That's gonna supposedly take Cam Skattebo's place. So maybe we might still have a run game next season after Cam Skattebo dips.
I heard about that too. Yeah, the transfer portal has actually been nice to both ASU and U of A.
Yeah. But let's talk about
Yeah,
that controversy call real quick about that targeting though. Because I personally feel like if they called that right, which in my opinion was clearly wrong, ASU could have ran that clock out and win that game. Would have been no overtime.
I was gonna say you
hold on,
basically
before we go into the targeting call, I just really want to
Oh,
touch
okay.
the running back that transferred to Arizona State University from Army because his name is Kanye. Kanye Udo. He's coming to Arizona. On X, he wrote home and added the Trident icon. He said, "You're gonna get 110% out of me, Tim P. Hashtag forks up. So he's coming here. He was coming from a lot of the schools, and let's see his stats. Uh, how come they're gonna give me fucking Catabos Statabos?
Skattebo.
They're giving me stats. Okay, so when he was with the Black Knights, he led all running backs with 1,117 yards rushing, averaged 6.2 yards per carry, and scored 10 touchdowns. That's crazy.
I love that.
Yeah.
Dang.
But the question is it going to be hard to bring down like Cam? Is the
No,
question. Yards after contact.
I don't think so.
See, and the thing is, what nice is next week, we should break down the portal a little bit, talk ASU and U of A, because it's going to be a fun year. There's a lot of good transfers.
I'm worried about you guys because you guys retained your coach, and Fafita is still your quarterback.
Yeah.
And we got Seth Doe from Marshall.
It doesn't matter. I'm a firm for any team. I'm respectfully for NFL, college. It goes for all 32 teams in NFL. Every team in college, you need a good quarterback, and Fafita is your problem. And it goes to your coach. You guys didn't really do anything. I'm surprised you guys didn't fire him.
Yeah, me too. He would have been fired if I would have had a decision on it. He would have been out of there. How did you start so well and just get self-destruct so
He kept
bad?
turning interceptions. There's a lot of interceptions. He kept turning the ball over.
It was, but like the AD lit a 100% fire under his. You know what? I honestly love the offensive coordinator. I did mention, just a few moments ago. Love him coming in. He's going to bring a lot of excitement. Got a Trey Spivey from Kansas State to come back to town. By the way, that is former Diamondback Junior Spivey's son. So definitely going to be an interesting year of football. It's just a shame we got to wait till August.
Yeah, that is a shame.
Yeah. Football off season for football drags, dude. But I feel like basketball and baseball just breezes.
Yeah. I wish football felt like it lasted a whole lot longer.
It's crazy that baseball breezes because it feels like baseball lasts forever. Because when you just look at the game, but they play a game like every day, and sometimes they play 2 games. So, yeah, baseball does it can go faster.
Mm-hmm.
It's just wild.
What?
It's just wild because there's still 162 games, no matter how you divvy that up.
Yeah, that's insane. That's so many games, dude. I couldn't do it. But if you gave me that baseball money, I sure as hell would do it for sure.
Yeah.
That money is so good that they make. It's crazy, honestly.
Should we go back on the targeting real quick though? Discussion.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Back.
That was the game.
100%. I feel like ASU could have ran that clock out and won the game. Would have been no overtime.
It changed it because it's just like you call it proper. ASU moves the ball 15 yards at the field. They can play with the clock a little more and then kick the field goal. Game over.
Yeah, I saw the probability graph. You know those win probability graphs? Texas's win probability was all the way to 0.
Yeah.
And then after that targeting call, it shot all the way up to 100%. Like, it was like, yo. And then somebody said after that game, there was like the ASU had all negative plays or something. They were really bad from that point on. They couldn't do anything because they were demoralized. Of course, they thought they had just won the game.
Yeah, no, just like it's a shame more so this year and the last year overall. We've seen more calls completely change outcomes, and it's a shame. You don't want to see that in sports at all. They're supposed to uphold the rules, not create on the fly.
Right, and especially when it's
Clear.
being talked about by the review people, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, 100%, that's targeting. He does every single thing you need to do to get that call," and then they come back, "No targeting." It's like, What?
I know.
That is just so bad, man. It's just like there's no excuse for that except for money. You know, it's more sexy to have Texas in there to have ASU in there.
See, and the
And
thing
they don't
is,
want
that's
what?
kind of the way it was because the SEC, everybody was whining because, oh, Alabama got left out. Ole Miss got left out. The
Right.
SEC has been
No.
absolute shit in bowl games. Arizona State was about to do the unthinkable and beat their favored team, if you
Right.
want to be realistic, because let's be honest, without Carson Beck, Georgia was not going anywhere.
At all. And
For
on
them
top,
for them to just take that out of the hands of the ASU players that earned that fucking game, it's pathetic.
yeah, it's crazy. They denied ASU history, to be real with you, with that targeting call. And they wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest.
They hate the West Coast.
They just make so much money from those teams, man. They have it doesn't make sense for them financially to have ASU to make it, you know. And I'm sure gambling had something to do with it. They don't want to smack in those huge parlays with the ASU winning the conference championship or
I'm always
something.
a firm believer in that too.
Yeah, of course.
Because for the people that did, because I did see, man, I did wish the numbers. There was a big better in Arizona that put big money on Arizona State money line that won like $15,000 to $20,000 or some shit.
Yeah, they don't want that shit
So
happening. They want the whole state to crack them for all that money.
yeah, it was
Sounds,
Caesar Sportsbook that posted it. I just forgot what the wage. I forgot what he put down. It was at least four figures
bro,
to
we
win
sound
like
like
that
we're
much
coping
money.
hard. We sound like we're coping hard, bro. But it's real. It's real. They really did get cheated, and the world knows that, so it's all good.
I haven't bet in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So
I wish I could be like you, bro. I gotta get like you, man.
well,
I'm
shit. Well,
betting.
before we go pro, though, any predictions where Scat could go in the NFL?
I just hope it's somewhere that isn't ass, bro. I don't want him to go somewhere trash. That would break my heart.
I've been having a strong hunch for weeks. It's Denver.
That would be cool.
See, my thing is, I would love to have Scat here, but
Of course we would.
We would, yeah, but everybody would.
Yeah, of course. That's like the default. I was gonna say that, but I'm like, I gotta stop doing that. You
but
know.
also at the same time, I don't think the team's going to give up on guys like Demercado, Benson, and Carter.
I think if they had a choice to replace them with Cam Skattebo, they would do it in 2.5 seconds, bro. Oh, if
Okay.
we had the choice to do that, I'm instant. Go, both of you guys. I'll buy
Bro,
you a
James
thing.
Conner and Cam Skattebo, 1-2, boom.
Yeah,
That's gonna give defensive lines freaking issues.
dude,
You can't
nightmare.
you can't spell Cardinals without Cam Skattebo's initials.
Nice. But you know what though? Now that I think about it, fucking, we have later a lot of picks. We could move up to get to Cam, and honestly, with Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery and all these double running back situations, running backs ain't making that much money anyways. Let's be honest. Especially if he's like a third or fourth rounder, they don't have to pay him all that. It could work. It's possible.
Not to mention, it's like I love the thought of just having Connor and Skattebo just plowing over people.
That'd be great. That would be
Keep
awesome.
Michael Carter though. Demercado and Benson can do whatever.
Because they
Yeah,
call it a change of pace.
we
Bro,
could.
that's three bruiser
Trey.
running
I said
backs.
keep Trey because we drafted Trey.
Nah, bro. No. Trade, no. Bye bye. Josh Rosen got the boot quick. Trade can go. I'd rather have Connor, Cam, and Michael Carter.
I like Michael Carter
That's
too.
that's solid, bro.
Dylan's
I just
like,
feel like we know what Michael Carter is, and there's a chance that Benson has another level to him, but we just haven't seen because he can't. Well, he's not going to get the ball that much in our offense anyway. So
That's what I'm saying. Like he can just go
go
to
be
Kansas
free.
City. They just love using fucking 10 running backs a game.
I'm fucking weak. They really do. I hate that about Kansas City though. They're just like, yeah, you can be our running back for like the next 6 months, and then after that, we'll just use some other random guy. We don't care.
yeah, it's just like, who
It's
the
more like, oh, we'll use it for the next 12 plays. Oh, to the next guy.
Right? We're gonna play Clyde Edwards-Helaire for 7 of these 14 drives, but then in the last 2, we're going to use Jerick McKinnon for no reason. They do the same thing.
Yeah.
Or better yet,
and then 2 months later, Kareem Hunt.
Right. It's like, what are you doing? Samaje Perine. It's like,
well, shoot,
really?
a month ago was Carson Steele,
Mm-hmm. They don't give a damn at running back.
which is the most generic ass KC Kansas freaking white dude.
Right, for sure. I love Carson Steele. I thought he was going to catch on. He's not, but he's not Chase Brown.
To be but to be fair, the reason you want to know why Pat Mahomes has regressed, Matt Nagy is cheeks.
Matt Nagy? Why would anybody hire that dude? Why do people keep hiring this guy, man? I swear to God, Matt Nagy, when he was with Chicago, I was like, ooh, they fired him. Good. We don't have to ever deal with Matt Nagy again. I'm like, the Chiefs hired Matt Nagy? Who does he know? Who is he friends with? He sucks. He sucks bad.
Dude, you know what's even more insane than that? He is one of the top choices to take the New Orleans job.
That's nutty, dude. For what?
Speaking of offensive coordinators, Drew Petzing going to help cover our over-under total for the season for the Cards, though?
No, he screwed us. He screwed us with the Trey McBride pass on first and goal. Who passes the ball first and goal? That's just an objectively awful call, man. Run the damn ball. Michael Carter was getting 6.2 yards per carry that drive. It just didn't make. I was talking with somebody about it today at work, literally, and we're just like, why did that happen? It's like, yeah, that was Drew Petzing's fault. Somebody posted online, the quarterback doesn't know how to run it on first down. I said, the quarterback? That's Kyler Murray's fault.
Okay, that's kind of goofy, man. I may not be much of a Kyler fan, but that's goofy, bro.
It's like, dude, what was Kyler supposed to be saying? No, Drew Petzing. And even I said that he should have audibled out of it and said, let's just run the ball. But at the end of the day, Kyler Murray is not Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers can say, hey, coach, fuck you. I'm going to run a run play. You know?
That's basically what he does now.
Yeah,
I'm throwing to Devontae.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers was doing that in Green Bay, though. He was doing that in Green Bay. He was just winning, so nobody cared. You know what I mean? But Kyler Murray doesn't have that type of cachet with JG and the whole team. He's a player just like everybody else, fighting for his job on the chopping block. And let's be honest, we wanted Trey McBride to get another touchdown.
We did, but at least go, run the first down.
Run the ball first. Run the ball 2 times. If you can't get him a touchdown, oh well, get him the 2-point conversion and say, hey, next game we're gonna go crazy on the Trey McBride touchdowns.
You know what's sad though? The next day, me and my one of my bosses said the same thing. That was the most Cardinal shit ever.
Ever, bro. Ever. And the way that it popped up in the air and the way that it hit the ground and nobody reviewed it. If the Cardinals were on defense and we made a game-winning play, they would be like, the interception hit the ground, therefore it's not an interception. But it can hit the ground as long as it doesn't move. It's like, oh, yeah, because the Cardinals we get it now.
Same with ASU. Oh, it's Arizona. That's why.
Right. Why? Why is it always us? What do we do, man? What do we do?
Like Cardinals Super Bowl. Both his feet weren't physically touching the floor. Damn it. His other foot was on top of his other foot.
Other foot, dude. They're like, that's good enough. Good enough to screw you guys.
Dude.
We can't catch a break.
Yeah, man. It's like, come on. At this point, it's like, is this a simulation? It's just rigged. Like, hey, make Arizona just frustrating as hell for sports.
Well, you want to know what adds to the frustration? We need a milk carton for Zay Jones. Dude,
Zay Jones didn't do shit this season, bro.
He didn't do damn thing. He got a couple long balls for me on Madden, though. Good job, Zay Jones.
Not against me, though. And an elite player.
Not against you, for sure.
Dude. I could have, I don't know. I feel like I could have played maybe a quarter of the time Zay Jones did for $100K.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, we were just out there doing cardio, I'm game. I don't know. I don't have to catch the ball. I know no one's ever gonna I'm never gonna get a target. I'm just gonna be out there blocking. Sign
Be
me
like
the fuck
Bobby
up.
Rosen.
But hey, I think he's capable. I think Drew Petzing has to let Kyler Murray throw the ball downfield more. We just do too much behind the line, the screen passes,
Oh
fucking
yeah.
drunk bullshit. Let Kyler fling that thing. But we need better downfield receivers. J is not a possession receiver like I thought he would be. You know, he's not DeAndre Hopkins style, snatch it out of the air from anywhere. You know, but that last game he started flashing a little bit though. I was like, okay, my boy's running down on shit in the last game. So maybe he just needed to get the confidence.
I'll tell you what, one name that we can potentially maybe look out for this offseason, and our boy Monty has connections with the Titans. Maybe we can toss a pick or two and get Calvin Ridley in here.
The Calvin Ridley fantasy is one that we love, huh?
I've never been fond of that idea ever, honestly.
Frankie loves it. I think it's all right. I'm not mad at it. You know, I wouldn't be mad if we brought him in. I just think we need someone fast, bro. We need someone that's gonna leave them all wide open, and the Kyler just has to just throw it. You know,
Well, in that case, you know who I really miss then?
Hollywood.
Well, that and Christian Kirk.
Oh wow, you know who I miss? Do you know who I wish played in the same era as Kyler? Was John Brown. If we had John Brown with Kyler Murray, that'd be sick. Smokey just tearing down the field.
Mm-hmm.
I wish his career was longer.
Yeah, he was what Andy Isabella was supposed to be. What
Yeah,
is Isabella, dude? He got picked up with DK Metcalf. That's just insanely criminal.
that is like a James Jones move.
What was Steve Kerr? Steve Kerr. Holy God, what was Steve Kerr thinking? What was he thinking? Well, I thought that was Steve Kerr. Whoa. Yeah, but are we talking about the Cardinals?
A little bit, yeah.
On and off, but like they're out of the playoffs, so like there's really not much out of it.
Right. We got the opponents. I don't really want to go through every opponent, but I'll say some of the opponents. Y'all want to hear them?
With what?
For
The
next year.
Arizona Cardinals
Oh,
opponents.
next year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, start with the home or away or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, really not much Cardinal talk till free agency and preseason.
I was gonna say the Q&A has a couple cards questions, so.
So you wanted to go home or away first, guys?
What?
Let's do away.
Away?
Yeah, let's do away.
Okay, so our away games. Remember, this is in no particular order. The Niners, the Rams, the Seahawks. Of course, we played divisional games. Houston Texans, Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, New Orleans Saints, Joe Burrow and the Bengals, Indy and the Colts, and then the Dallas Cowboys. We play in Jerry World. That's a automatic W with Kyler Murray as the quarterback.
I mean, Kyler is undefeated at that stadium.
Well, all that's before free agency and draft.
Right. So, we don't know what those teams are going to look like.
Yeah.
Home teams, of course, we play the 3 divisional teams, of course. Then we got the Falcons, the Jags, the Titans, the Green Bay Packers, and the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to a lot of these home games. That's if those teams stay the same, that's like one hard team.
Smells like Zach Moore at one of those games, bro.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. Green Bay. But the fact that we got the Falcons with Michael Penix Jr., the Jacksonville Jaguars with who God knows who, the Titans with God knows who, and the Carolina Panthers with Bryce Young, we got to get that one back.
Dude, that one was cheeks.
There's really no like special teams that are coming to State Farm next year, really.
Not at all. The best game will be the Green Bay game.
Literally, yeah.
And even that's.
And that game is going to be fucking away game. because there's going to be too many Green Bay Packers fans in that piece. I already know how that goes. When it's a team like Green Bay, dude, we're always outnumbered.
We'll freeze our feathers off.
Yeah. Hopefully it's warm. That's that with the Cardinals, though.
You guys want to Q&A?
Yeah, we'll do Q&A, and then we can end off with the pick 'em, or do you want to do pick 'em, then the Q&A?
That don't matter.
I was going to say, I feel like the Q&A would be better. I don't know.
Let's do it.
Okay. So, our first question comes from somebody that we know quite well. Matt Howard, ironically, as we were just talking Cardinals, what do you guys think the Cardinals do this offseason?
In regards to what?
Overall, just anything like improvements that like, or what
Okay. Can I qualify this question? Can we say 3 things so we're not sitting here talking about it forever?
Yeah.
You don't have to do 3, but let's keep it.
I mean, our
go
big
first one, or
talk, we could be like, what need be, I guess.
I'll go first. What I think the Cardinals should do this offseason, and I don't know what they're gonna do, obviously, but I think we should bring in a backup quarterback that's got starting caliber to push Kyler Murray, kind of give him someone to look over his shoulder like, hey, this guy can actually start, so that's a message. And then secondly, we need to make some radical changes to the stuff Dbacks is doing in the red zone. Whatever he's doing in the red zone, he's got to stop doing that and start drawing stuff up for Trey McBride there and figure out Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr.'s chemistry. I'll put that in the second bucket. And then the third one is get pass rusher. Pretty self-explanatory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would say focus on both fronts on the defensive and offensive line. Definitely secondary. Honestly, those 2 things I would focus on really for the Cardinals, just the fronts and the secondary.
I was going to say, I mean, kind of in line with what you both said, but my biggest need for us is just we need to get a lot better on both sides of the ball, in the trenches. So offensive line, defensive line. I think, honestly, our secondary is more ready to go than most people think. I love Garrett Williams. Love what he's doing. He's honestly going to be a future Pro Bowl player. I don't think we need to do too much in the secondary room. Maybe just bring in a veteran to push him in camp. And then we need basically a secondary target at receiver to take pressure off of Marvin Trey, because outside of Marvin Trey, everybody else is inconsistent to where they'll have a catch or 2 a game or just completely MIA or they explode.
Yeah. Okay. That question. Good question, Matt.
All right. I'm sure you guys would just having fun with this one, especially the way both teams started the year. What the hell is going on with U of A athletics? And that is asked by Dustin Krogstad.
Rick, you want to go first?
I mean, I would know a lot about that. Obviously, the football season was very high expectations. Went to Cheeks, fired all of our coordinators, essentially, starting basically from ground 1 there. I'm encouraged about the transfer portal. We did keep quite a few big, play guys on defense to at least kind of level things a little bit, but definitely football needs to get better, or that will be the last year that Brennan is at Arizona. And of course, basketball started out pretty rough, kind of hitting their stride today. Won against, Big Rody in Cincinnati, who's ranked. But other than that, you guys would love, Anytime U of A loses or has a lot of bad luck, you guys love that.
Yeah. I can't
We
disagree.
do.
I wouldn't say when they have a lot of bad luck. I don't wish bad luck on anyone, but I do laugh at it when it happens to U of A because it is hilarious. But I think that you guys are not too far away from where you want to be, player-wise. Transfer portal makes everything easier, especially with a school with so much money. Because I know U of A is a richer school, so they'll be fine, man. They'll be fine. The basketball team, if they're not good, then you guys should panic.
I tell you what, though, landing Bryce James is
It's
again
crazy. Forgot about that.
LeBron in Tucson is going to be something I can't even explain.
Dude, I'm just gonna go to the games just because LeBron is gonna be there, man. Why not? I'm a 2 hour drive away. If LeBron's in the gym and fucking so is Bryce, why not go watch it and see fucking history be made? Like
That
And
is true.
just having LeBron's name, like people will just go to the game.
I
Just
didn't realize how lucky you guys are. That's gonna be big for you guys.
recruits will be like, oh my gosh, I could play in front of LeBron. I could play with Bryce potentially.
Yeah, and all the cool alumni are gonna come
Yeah.
out like Gronk and everybody. They're gonna all come to the games. That's gonna be lit.
So yeah, with everything that has been bad this year, that is monumentous.
For sure. Fucking Book and KD are gonna pull up to see their nephew Bryce. Jesus.
Dude,
Pandemonium over there in Tucson, man.
Mhm.
they're gonna have so much star power they won't know what to do.
Dude, that's really good for ASU too, because Arizona sports in general, the territorial bowl or whatever cup, I guess for basketball, whatever they call it. That game is gonna be tight because fucking Bryce is gonna come out to Tempe when they come out and do it out here, and then
LeBron being Tempe.
yeah, it's gonna be sick, man. At the game, fucking even without LeBron being there, just the hype it brings national attention to Arizona and athletics in general. It's super good for the state because more good players will come here.
Absolutely, yeah.
Definitely exciting times ahead for the rivalry.
Yeah, for sure. That's
All
cool.
right. And our next question, we got two more, so not too deep this one comes from Dave Shikani, and he asks, what do you guys think the Diamondbacks are going to do about our bullpen situation? Are we going to address it through who we already have or free agency?
I think a little bit of both. See a couple and then one or the other, or vice versa.
It's going to be interesting to see who wins the battle for the closer because, I mean, in spots last year, it looked like we had it locked down. We'd have a guy pitch, 3 good games in a row, and then all of a sudden, absolutely shelled. Even the guys we brought in at the trade deadline imploded. So we definitely have to be more sure in who we bring in because, like, with all the firepower we have, we can't really bank on somebody that's going to be a hit or a miss. We need to go after somebody that's established.
Yeah, for sure. And or let guys try stuff in the summer. I mean, not the summer, in the winter, the off season stuff. Because we do have enough pitchers to make something happen with the people that we already have. And we just got Corbin Burnes, so people slide down the rotation. Maybe instead of being a closer or being a starting pitcher, Ryan Nelson or someone tries some, relieving right away. In the 6th inning into the 8th inning or something.
100%. And I feel like Nelson would be the guy that's on board, just doing anything he would
Yeah,
anything to benefit the squad and fill a role.
and they can try it all in the off season stuff and see if it works. Like they play a lot of useless games. You can before the season even starts, so you can see if it works. But yeah, I think that the Diamondbacks, if they address it through free agency, they need to do it, like you said, thoroughly. They can't just get anybody to get them. They have to get someone that's really going to come in and fucking close, like not play games. Or do it through what we have. Don't waste money.
Right. And I feel like at the start of camp, it's, Sewald's going to have a chance. And I feel like in the end, it's going to be down between him and Martinez.
But that's what we did this year. So I hope they do something different than that. Because that's what we did this year. Either somebody has to play better or somebody has to go.
Right. I was going to say, we've been linked to Kirby Yates, so who knows? Can Kendrick show, so far that he's willing to open the book?
I think we're in win now mode. I think that's the direction they got to go. Like, the Suns are doing too much of it. The Diamondbacks are doing just the right amount of it, Get one more big-time person and call it a day.
100%. And our last question tonight comes from George Wonder, who asked, how do you think this year's Cardinals team would fare with either Kurt Warner or Carson Palmer behind center?
What? One more time.
Is the question.
What's the question? I'm sorry.
Want me to repeat?
Just one more time. One more time for me. I'm sorry.
How would this 2024 Cardinals team fare with either Kurt Warner or Carson Palmer behind center?
I think that they would get hurt.
I don't know how to answer that, honestly.
I think they would get hurt, man. Listen, they can't move like Kyler moves, bro. Especially not Palmer. Warner was a little bit more mobile, but Palmer wasn't getting out. This offensive line is not that good. But you know what? I don't know. It's tough. Carson Palmer is pretty good.
It's wild? I think this was the first time that's ever been admitted that Kurt Warner would beat somebody in a foot race.
That's so funny. He probably beat Carson Palmer. But Carson Palmer was tall, though. So that might fix everybody's problems. I think that's a great question, but I think another question that could be asked to counter that question is, how would Kyler Murray deal on the Bruce Arians offense? You know what I mean? It's night and day. The Bruce Arians offense was very good. You go here with the ball, you go there with the ball, and it was a very, very hard offense for people to guard. And the quarterback was protected for some reason. Crazy.
And it's going to say, and Bruce Arians was the kind of guy that no matter who he was working with at quarterback, he would make it, it would be flawless.
That's a good question. So I think Carson Palmer would probably do better than Kurt Warner and Kyler with this team. But I think Kyler would do better than Kurt Warner with this current team that we got. But who the fuck knows? That's a weird question.
I feel like the only thing that
I like Carson Palmer a lot, though. Carson Palmer is probably my favorite Cardinal quarterback. So
I would maybe give the edge to Palmer and Warner just for the effect that, with how long they've played the game, they wouldn't have to rely on, petzing in the red zone or, calling plays as much, potentially.
Like check downs and stuff.
Yeah.
Or audibles and whatever. I can see that. They were both top old school football. Kyler never had someone teach him a real offense. He learned the air raid when he got into the NFL.
And I feel like, man, if oh my gosh, if Kyler had somebody like Warner or Palmer in the building, to learn from every day.
He needed a better quarterback mentor at the very beginning of his career, because those bad decisions don't get made as much. You know what I mean? Because they would coach him out of that. Like, hey, no. This is what you need to look for. And right. I don't think Cliff Kingsbury was that guy when he might be more of that guy now that he's been in the league and he's, got some experience. but they both came out of college together, basically.
I feel
And
like we've talked
that was,
before. Cliff Kingsbury is just more tailored to be an offensive coordinator.
yeah, for sure. But the thing about it is, it's like when they were both starting a new job in a different league for the first time. Cliff Kingsbury was like, "Let's just do what you were good at in college." Instead of having them play in a pro style offense, it was just like a college style offense that could work in the pros.
Right.
And that's all he knew up until Petsing, which is a real NFL offense, and you can already see he's playing way better. So I don't know.
I was gonna say the biggest thing for all three guys, no matter how you do spin it, it's just like that offensive line is gonna have has to give them time to get the ball to the receivers.
And the receivers got to separate and stuff too, but I won't harp on that.
I was gonna say I feel like in the Warner and Palmer years, we were blessed with guys that just knew where to go 100%.
Yeah, they both have prime Larry Fitzgerald too. That's a cheat code on third down.
Like, could you imagine Murray was throwing to Fitzgerald, Bolden, and Breston?
Yeah. Preston, that was a crazy lineup of receivers. That's probably one of our best receiving cores ever. And the Carson Palmer had good receivers too. So, and he had DJ, which we have Connor, but DJ was more of a threat out of the backfield than Connor is as a pass catcher.
Oh yeah,
and like DJ was a damn near a receiver. You know what I mean? He was a receiver that converted into a running back. Go ahead.
Should we browse through our last pick'ems, guys?
Yeah, let's do the pick'ems. We've got
Yeah.
with this Kyler Murray question.
Let's just browse through it because we're going a little bit over a little bit.
I thought you liked the longer ones.
Next week we will have the tallies.
I'm just kidding. I know you gotta go, brother.
So it's currently snowing where I'm at, and
Oh.
when there's extra money to make when it's snowing,
You
yeah,
like to
let's
get
do
that
it.
bread. Hey, Dylan's a
Yes.
hustler, though. Hey, man, that's one thing I do like about you is you're about your bread.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So we already picked the two games for today. So we're gonna skip those, and we're gonna skip the long paragraphs about why we're picking each team, and we can give a little synopsis, but we'll not go crazy. So the next game will be Sunday, January 5th in Atlanta, and we got Bryce Young taking on the Carolina Panthers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. I'm gonna go Carolina.
Ooh.
Yep. What about you, Dylan?
I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina wins it. I mean, with Cousins not giving a fuck anymore, and I mean, it's Phoenix's like second game or so. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Give me Carolina in this one. I mean, plus your spreads plus 7.5 for the better. So Carolina.
All right, I'm gonna be that guy. I am going to take the Falcons just because I like what Michael Penix is doing already.
Me too.
Like, he's an electric player. He gets the ball out quick. He can scramble like no other. Atlanta's in good hands in the future. I think they're going to win this game, but I think they're going to fall short of the playoffs.
All right. Next one is going to be Washington Commanders going into Jerry World to play Dallas. I'm not sure if any starters are going to play in this game. I don't care if they are or not. Doesn't matter to me. I'll still take the Commanders. What about you, Frankie?
Honestly, I would be starter dependent. If it's Jaden Daniels, which I don't think it would be, why would you risk it? I'm obviously taking Commanders, but I think the Cowboys are at least going to play with some pride this weekend and take, their last game home with a W. Cooper Rush rides one last time.
Yeah, I mean, with the starters being iffy and could sit any time, Cooper Rush has been playing Ollie a lot better than Dak Prescott. Yeah, I'll go with Cowboys. They've been on a roll, oddly. So, yeah.
That's true. I think I was under the impression that they would sit their starter Cooper Rush, but he's not their starter, so he's definitely going to play. Yeah. Next game is the Bears going to Green Bay. I don't think this game means anything for Green Bay. So You think that the Bears will play their starters?
I think they do just to get
Some
Caleb Williams.
continuity, get Caleb a win going out.
Yeah.
Bears and who?
Yeah. The Bears are going against Green Bay in Lambeau. Even if it's the backups there in Lambeau, woo! I don't want this week to be the week that ruins me though. I know Jordan Love isn't going to play. They made the playoffs. You know, they're set. They're already in. Hold on.
You know who's playing though for the Packers most likely? Malik Willis.
I already have my pick.
All right, I'm going to take the Packers. What about you, Dylan?
The way the Bears missed that field goal against Green Bay last time, with Jordan Love not playing, like you were mentioning earlier, just go out with a win for the Bears. That's the only reason why I'm taking the Bears.
Malik Willis and the Packers.
Nice. Next one is Jacksonville Jaguars going into the Colts home. I'm going to take Indianapolis at home against the Jags. What about you, Frankie?
Well, let's see. In the Beans Cheeks Bowl, I'm going to take the Jaguars in the upset.
Like it.
Yeah, I guess I'd go Jags. The Colts are you just never know what you're going to get out of the Colts.
I was going to say Richardson's either solid or he's just not it.
Yeah.
Okay. This next one is the Buffalo Bills at New England. This is confusing.
No Josh Allen. Oh.
No Josh Allen. Is there going to be a Drake May?
I think Drake May plays.
Yeah. Who's Josh Allen's? I don't even know who Josh Allen's backup is.
Me neither, bro. Can we see who that is before we go picking?
Dang.
I can't leave the link.
I think Frankie's looking for it right now.
Oh.
No, he's not. Okay, I'll look for it. I can look for it. Bills backup QB.
Watch, it's like CJ Beathard. Deep in our research.
Mike White.
Mike White. Oh.
They just signed him like a day or two ago as well.
Mike White.
He's a...
Give me the Bills. Mike
Especially
White.
signed Mike White. I'm going to have to go with the other team, New England.
Oh, okay.
His old team.
It was the Jets' old team.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
He was a baller with the Jets.
He went ham on the Jets. It was him and it was Bailey Zappi that was not Bailey Zappi. Never mind. I'm gonna go with the Patriots. They're at home in Gillette. I like them. Next one is gonna be the Giants going into Philly.
Hey, Frank didn't even pick.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Frankie.
You didn't let me do my little gesture. Wait.
My bad, bro. My bad.
Mike White.
Yes, let's go, Mr. Mike White. You guys are both picking Mike White. He just ran the offense today, guys. But okay. But he was with Sean McDermott before, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Philly at home versus the New York Giants. There's a lot of games left. Holy cow. All right. Philly versus
you gotta start skimming, yeah.
I'm gonna go Philly. What about you, Dylan?
Philly.
Shoot. They're not gonna play their starters. I'm taking the Giants, Drew Lock.
Nice. Okay, the next one is New Orleans at Tampa Bay. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay. What about you, Frankie?
Baker Mayfield. Just bake.
Sweep.
All right. Next one is Houston Texans at the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to take Houston. What about you, Dylan?
Houston's been a big problem. I'll drop a nuke on the very last pick'em of the week. Tennessee.
Ooh. I think CJ Stroud does not lose to Tennessee.
You think it's going to be CJ?
Well, whoever, I just think the Texans need this
Okay.
win.
San Francisco at Arizona. I'm picking Arizona. What about you, Frankie?
The Pastronaut stops here. Cardinals.
For the heart in last game of like 6 years, I'll go with Cardinals. I don't even know what the record is.
You said
I
the
don't even know what the
record of
record
Kyler
is.
Murray
So
Jr. That's so funny.
yeah,
The Patrick Mahomes KC Chiefs at Denver. I'm gonna go with Denver.
same Denver.
I was going to say that KC's going to rest all their guys. Denver.
All right. The next one is the for the division. I'm just kidding. Seattle versus LA. I think that game is pretty much not really doesn't matter anymore. So I'm gonna go with the Rams. What about you, Frankie?
Rams, it's just going to be a tune-up for Stafford and company.
Sweet.
Okay, this next one is Chargers at Raiders. I don't think there's any implications. I'll never pick the Raiders though, so I'm gonna go with the Chargers. Dylan?
Chargers.
Aiden O'Connell with the upset.
Well,
Okay, let's go. This next one is the second to last one. It's Miami traveling to New York to face the Jets. I am gonna go with the Jets. What about you, Frankie?
I'm going Dolphins. This is their last stand. And maybe we don't see Aaron anymore.
yeah, I'll go Miami too.
Nice. Last game is the only important game, really. Minnesota versus Detroit. Um, this is a tough one for me. Um, they're in Detroit. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Detroit. Detroit's been very good at home. What about you, Frankie?
Honestly, what's crazy about this game? The records are insane between both teams, and this game decides either, the winner gets the number 1 seed, the loser drops all the way to 5. I've seen Detroit fight all year through adversity. No matter who goes down, they just pop right back up. Their offense is electric. Anzalone might be back, which is a big boost for their defense. I just think they keep trucking, especially with how big of the game this is. Detroit's going to take that number 1.
I'm also going Detroit.
All right, we all went Detroit. Nice little sweep to end it off. That's the pickums for this week. The final time it was good.
For the
Next time,
season.
right? Next time you see us, guys, one of us will have a jersey or a video game of our choice being bought for us. We'll get that figured out. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. We have all of our pages in the description. We also have merch. Everything you want to know. If you want to go join the group of 15,000 plus Arizona sports fanatics, we'd love to have you. Anybody else got anything to say?
Everything in the link.
Everything,
And also, we are 12 subscribers away. Would be much appreciated. We would love to go live to begin the new year on
we're 11.
YouTube. 11, even better.
Nice.
So keep the train rolling.
I was going to say, we try to give you guys fresh material every week. We try to drop it on everything. So show us love, interact, like what you see, etc. Have a good night.
Till next time.
Night, y'all.